Hey YouTube, Spec guy here. Today I got something a little unique and interesting. If you can tell the writing there, this is a buck knife. It is the Whittaker, I believe that's how you pronounce it. Also called the X-Track. It's a model 730. It's a multi-tool. Comes in a black nylon pouch where you can wear it horizontally or vertically. Snap closure, and then that's pretty much it. Now to get the knife out, and here it is. Now you can see on here, hopefully this will focus. It's a buck Whittaker. It was introduced in 2006 and it was designed by a mountaineer called Peter Whittaker. Basically what he thought someone who's climbing mountains should need. Go over the tools here. First off, in the back you got this little button here. Push it in and you can push it that way and it gives you a Phillips. Kind of cool. And if you push the button in and push it the other way, gives you a flathead screwdriver. And then that locks it in place. And then right next to you, a little thumb stud. And this is what one of the things I think is kind of cool with this. It's a one-handed opening can opener. Lobster claw type. Also, it's not very sharp, so you could also use this as it comes to a pretty good point. You could use this to undo knots, and it locks in place. It's a liner lock. Push that in, you close it, have your lanyard hold there. Then you have another button over here for opening your knife. Now let me go over the specs on this real quick. Closed, it's 114 millimeters, which comes out to 4.5 inches. Opened with the blade, it's 190 millimeters, comes out to 7.5 inches, which means the blade's 3 inches long. The width on the knife is 19 millimeters, which comes out to 3/4 of an inch. It weighs in at 176 grams, which is 6.3 ounces. The particular color of this one is platinum. It also comes in black, red, Realtree camo also. As far as I have been able to determine, they don't make this knife any longer. Could be wrong. But as I was saying earlier, on the knife, it's a serrated blade. And you can see on the tang there, it says made in China. Patent pending. Over here has buck and then 730. And using that arrow, you'd be able to tell when it was made. I haven't looked that up yet. One other really unique thing about this particular knife, and one of the main reasons I got it, is by pushing on this jimping right here, you get a pair of pliers. Got your needle nose, standard pliers, and then wire cutters right here. Now these are locked open right now. In order to get them to close, you need to hold it down, push this little button in right here, and then once you get it unlocked, it slides back in. The handle slides up under this part of the knife in your lanyard ring and locks it into place. And to to deploy it, all you do is just push it out, locks into place, and you have a pair of pliers. Now, you can do it one-handed, because once this is locked in place, you push this down, and once you get it started, you're able to slide it back. So you can do it one-handed, a little difficult, but you can operate this whole little gizmo with one hand, which I would imagine would come in pretty handy if you're hanging on the side of a mountain and you need to hang on with one hand and use the tool in the other. I'm not too sure about this. The only reason I got the knife, someone offered it to me. I said yes, I'll take it, because it is just so friggin' unique. I really like that part. So I got it, thought I'd show it to you. Gonna add it to my collection here. The screwdrivers coming out, the Phillips, I think that gives you enough reach that you could use it. The flathead screwdriver, because of this lanyard loop, as far as getting into anything to use it as a screwdriver, I think you're kind of limited. You don't have the depth that you have at the other end with the Phillips. But it's kind of interesting. And the can opener, if you look right here, you have enough of a gap between your lanyard loop and your can opener that it's a functional can opener, opening up cans. Lobster claws, kind of cool and usable there. And also, if you're going to be using it as a basically a marlin spike to untie knots, get in and untie knots, it is locked open, so you don't have to worry about it closing up on you while you're fiddling with the locks. And then, like I said, liner lock along with the master blade there. It's partially serrated. Not a real fan of the serrations, but it is what it is. It is a liner lock also. Just push that in and you can close it. Like I said, you can, with a little bit of practice, you can operate anything on this knife one-handed. And I imagine that was the whole goal of it from the guy who designed it. Being up on the mountains, working with ropes and so on. There's quite a few times, because I have done a little bit of climbing and rope work, that would come in handy. So that about does it. My review on the Buck Model 730 Whittaker. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below, and remember, always be prepared.